More details are coming out about Hunter Biden and his father Joe's illegal business dealings while serving as vice president. Senator Marco Rubio publicly says he believes the UFO threats being discussed by a whistleblower are real and a danger to American citizens. Donald Trump has leaked audios given to CNN News in order to embarrass him in public, but many are now believing that the attorney assigned by Merrick Garland, Jack Smith, may be the leaker, which makes all of this case go away. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. I'm here on vacation and a work assignment here in Florida. What a beautiful state, but let's go ahead and get you guys caught up on what's going on in the news today. At the end of this video, I'll tell you about a $5,000 cash giveaway that my wife and I are doing with 10 winners, so stick with me to the very end. After a multi-year investigation, the Department of Justice has finally decided how to proceed with charging the president's son, Hunter Biden, for alleged crimes. Hunter Biden has accepted a plea deal that was put forward by Merrick Garland and the Justice Department, which would require him to plead guilty to 2 tax violation charges and 1 count of violating gun laws. As expected, Biden will avoid serving jail time because he's going to enroll in a pre-trial diversion program instead of going to jail. If he completes this program, which is akin to counseling, then he'll be able to avoid jail altogether. Now, many people in Congress, especially those that are in the Black community, they are outraged. They are saying if a Black male had committed these same crimes, he would go to jail for 20 years. But because this is a white person and the president's son, he's getting a slap on the wrist. And so even many Democrats are saying, whoa, wait a minute. This seems really out of bounds and tons of nepotism and favoritism. Now, former President Donald Trump reacted to the news, stating, Hunter Biden is getting away with a slap on the wrist when growing evidence uncovered by the House Oversight Committee reveals the Bidens engaged in a pattern of corruption, influence peddling, and possibly bribery. While I do believe Hunter Biden is going to get away with this, it does prove that there is a lot of nepotism within the Washington, D.C. elite community. And so my guess is nothing's going to happen, but we all know that there were crimes committed. And this may actually open up a can of worms for the president, Joe Biden. Now, the Oversight Committee chair, Representative James Comer, vowed to continue the investigation into the Bidens' controversial family business dealings. Here's what he had to say. These charges against Hunter Biden and the sweetheart plea deal have no impact on the Oversight Committee's investigation. We will not rest until the full extent of President Biden's involvement in his family's schemes are revealed. So right now, they're still digging through where this $10 million came from, all of the different shell companies that were set up, all of these fake LLCs in order to funnel money, legally avoid taxes, and avoid the red flags. Even with all of that, 150 suspicious activity reports or SARS reports were filed by different banks around the country. And with all of that, nothing to see here. There's absolutely nothing to see here. But believe it or not, there's an even bigger story revolving around Hunter Biden that we need to cover. In text messages provided by an IRS supervisory agent, Hunter Biden seemed to threaten a Chinese business associate using his father's position as leverage. In the message, Hunter stated, "I'm sitting here with my father, and he would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled." So President Biden was with his son as he's saying this. Now, Hunter further demanded the commitment to be fulfilled by stating, "I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to hold forever a grudge that you will regret not following my directions. Now, Hunter Biden's lawyer, Chris Clark, defended Hunter Biden's actions by stating that he was suffering from debilitating drug addiction at the time. Clark stated, "Any verifiable words or actions of my client in the midst of a horrible addiction are solely his own and have no connection to anyone in his family." Now, I'm curious to know from you, do you think President Joe Biden, then Vice President Biden, was using his position as vice president to operate a pay-to-play bribery scheme? Or was his drug-addicted son using his name without him knowing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, because Hunter Biden's lawyer is now publicly saying, listen, this was a kid strung out on drugs and hookers, and he didn't know what he was saying. Joe Biden wasn't actually sitting next to him. You can't prove any of this. You can't prove that the vice president did any of this. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think the lawyer is right? Or is this just a concocted story in order to get the president out of hot water? Let me know down below. Now, Donald Trump is dealing with his own issues. A leaked audio of the former president talking about his possession of classified documents was leaked to CNN News, and then they immediately aired it before it could be retracted or blocked from being aired publicly. Now, Donald Trump is claiming that the attorney investigating him, Jack Smith, is the one that leaked the audio to CNN to publicly embarrass him. But this is breaking the law, and that this case should be thrown out, and he has now jeopardized any chance that Trump has for a fair trial by dragging this into the public. This is a news story, so I don't have a lot of details. It's also a he said kind of a situation, but it is a big story in the news today. During an interview with Fox News, former President Donald Trump was asked if he thinks Taiwan should be independent. He stated, "So if I tell you an answer, it's going to hurt me in negotiations on the assumption that I win." Now, so basically, he did a politician's job of avoiding the question, but he's saying he doesn't want to answer the question because he wants to use it as leverage if he becomes president again in order to negotiate with China. Now, speaking of Fox News, it looks like Jesse Waters has been picked to replace Tucker Carlson for the 8 p.m. news time slot. Fox fired 8 of Tucker's former staff members as they seek to completely clean house and get Tucker Carlson out of Fox News for good. Fox is still trying to sue Tucker Carlson to stop his wildly successful Twitter show, which is collectively outperforming all news networks combined. Florida Senator Marco Rubio has come forward claiming he has dozens of first-hand accounts of UFO encounters and stories and believes there is truth to these stories and the rumors that are coming out of this UFO whistleblower. He's saying, I've heard too much, I've seen too much for us not to at least hear this gentleman out. But let me know your thoughts. Is this UFO stuff just being used to distract us from all the corruption in Washington, D.C., and the fact that inflation is still out of control, gas prices are rising, food prices are not shrinking like we were told? Or is there intelligence from a different part of the universe trying to communicate or spy on people on Earth? Let me know your thoughts down below. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy of California publicly said today he doesn't know if Donald Trump is the strongest candidate to be president for the Republican Party. Meanwhile, Trump continues to dominate in the polls as his biggest threat, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, doesn't seem to be moving upward in popularity with the national Republican Party. Billionaire Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg have been taking jabs at each other online. Now Dana White of UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, is trying to line up a pay-per-view event that could generate up to 25 million viewers for an epic billionaire versus billionaire fight match. Let me know. Would you want to see Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fight each other? I would, if it goes to charity or something. All right, now we've been given an update on Ukraine's ongoing counteroffensive by Kyiv's Deputy Defense Minister, Hanna Maliar. Maliar claimed that in total, 50 square miles of territory have been liberated in the last 3 weeks. So a surprisingly small amount of territory. Now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky admitted the outcome is slower than even they had hoped, but he's blaming Hollywood for projecting unrealistic expectations of how long war really takes and the amount of effort in order to retake old territory. Now, for those of you that are not aware, the Wagner mercenary group that Russia hired has attempted a coup to oust Vladimir Putin. But really, it was a grudge between the Russian Federation Army and the private army. Now, according to British intelligence leaked to the Daily Telegraph, a London newspaper, Russia used familial threats against high-ranking members of the Wagner group, including Proghzin himself, in order to discourage this group from marching on Moscow. Now, the Wagner chief has protested, and it turned violent, and the Russian army had some encounters where people died, and so it looked like there was going to be civil war or a coup, but it looks like it was maybe just a big misunderstanding and disagreement on how Russia should move forward in Ukraine. Now, the president of Belarus is going to house the Wagner mercenary group, including Proghzin, while Vladimir Putin decides what to do with him. These two have gotten along in the past, and so I'm not sure what the outcome of this will be, but temporarily it appears that it has been shut down. Former President Barack Obama criticized American media for covering this submarine deal 24 hours a day for a couple people that died trying to see the Titanic, while 78 people have died over in Greece, while 700 plus migrants were trying to get into the country. So this boat packed with over 700 people was trying to sneak over into Greece, and 78 of them drowned and died. Others were injured. And former President Obama is saying, why aren't you looking at this immigrant situation? Why do you want immigrants to be given all of these free passes, don't cover anything negative about immigration, but people that voluntarily went down in a submarine to look at the Titanic, you plaster it all over the news 24 hours a day. So he was basically just blasting them. Now, Secretary of State Antony Blinken has returned from China. Basically, nothing happened. They basically warned the United States not to back Taiwan. The United States said, of course, we're going to back Taiwan, but not with boots on the ground, but we will back them with weapons and military support. Basically, another situation similar to what's going on in Ukraine right now, where we don't have boots on the ground, but we're basically fighting a proxy war. Now, Casey and I are doing a $5,000 giveaway where 10 of you, yes, 10 of you, right here in my YouTube community are going to win up to $5,000 thanks to generous video sponsors, and I'll make sure to leave a link down below. Now, before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. I'm going to put a video right here. Make sure to check it out and also hit that subscribe button. I want you guys to be a part of getting in on the 1.3 million subscribers that follow me, to be kept in the loop each and every day on what's really going on in Washington, D.C. Hey, there's a lot of places to get your news, so I appreciate you stopping by and being patient while I was out with my family. But I brought you guys some incredible up-to-date interviews, and I hope you enjoyed them. Hey, thank you so much. Again, I'll put that video right here, and I will see you on the next video.